right now. FDIC insolvency, I will tell you, is coming. Insolvency of the Federal Reserve is coming. Federal Reserve can go bankrupt. T-bill defaults. We're looking at major bankruptcies, starvation, dislocation. All these things are already on the way. Everything is going to break down differently in different places. The best that I can do is give you some ideas of some markers that are going to come. The bumpy plateau has been described by peak oil activists and researchers for many, many years, and it's actually happening. Basically, you come up the growth curve of oil prices, and the oil prices go up until you start running out of oil. Then what happens is you have to destroy demand, which is what's happening with this collapse. Demand gets destroyed, the price of oil drops. But as you start a recovery, you start back up again and you collide again with the finite oil and the rising energy prices, which shuts everything down again. This is the bumpy plateau. I think it's fairly certain that the mortal blow to human industrialized civilization will happen when oil prices spike again and nobody can afford to buy that oil, and everything will just shut down. The collapse must happen fast in order to leave infrastructure standing. We've all heard the stories about infrastructure, the sewers and the bridges and the roads and all that. Well, the point is that as economic collapse continues or accelerates, those structures will fall into more and more disrepair. There's not going to be any money or anything running to fix those. So what you want to have is the change to a new paradigm, getting the old one out of the way, while there's still infrastructure left to start building something new. We have to survive the transition phase of human civilization, which I anticipate could last anywhere between 20 years, and oh my God, would that be fast and hard, to 50 years or 100 years before some kind of stable civilization starts to emerge. You need to survive the transition phase. So don't panic, don't freak out. Use your heads, analyze your local situation where you live. Don't worry about rebuilding sewers. You're going to be able to get water for a few years. People say there's either oil or no oil. There's either food or no food. And people say, well, we're going to have food in the supermarkets on Tuesday and we're never going to see it again. That's not the way it's going to happen. As things break down, we will see specific shortages in specific areas for periods of days before it gets to the point where there's nothing left. So what you need to prepare for is not the end result, but you need to prepare to survive the transition. People say, okay, I'm going to run for the hills. I'm going to go build a cabin. I'm going to buy 10 million cans of baked beans. Well, they're probably going to be the first to die. Number one, it's too late. If you don't know how to live off the land, and if you're not already on the land right now, don't even try to go, because you're going to fail miserably, and you might be shot by the people who got there ahead of you.